Share screen. Fallout 4. Wow. So, I found Smiling Larry. I found him south of Cambridge Police Station, south of the yellow car, over this little fallen down sign, and the first dialogue option he gives you is option to trade. But before you can find out about him, he offers to work for you. So you can't find out about him until you ask to offer him to work for you. Now, I told him to go to Oberland Station because that's where I have things. And then what I did is you can then talk to him, and he'll finally tell you about yourself or himself.
What's your story? People want something. Larry finds it. Brings it to them. The whole Commonwealth wants it. Now, what about doing some trading?
And he already gives you his he doesn't give you his tier 5 stuff until he gets to your settlement. And so then what I did was I escorted him. He went all the way across the bridge with the wreck of the ship with the raiders, right past the Diamond City, and then he went past Hangman's Alley, and finally worked his way to Oberland. So let me pull up my saves. So, oh, that's weird. I said load. I think I just overwrote the save where I found them. I don't know. Load. Yes. Yeah. I think I just overwrote one of my saves instead of loading. I know I have ridiculously long load times. Dead air. Not supposed to have dead air. An airman, a sailor, and a marine walk into a bar. The soldier ducks. So here's just simply me escorting him through Boston, essentially. Here's where we go, right by Hangman's Alley. As I escorted him all the way to Oberland Station. Now, he took this route here where he came out this way, where there's often firefight down here. Oh, no, we went this way. So we went out this way, and he kept going. Past that house there that sits out to the west of the Fens, and then we came over past the alien crash site, and then ended up at Oberland Station. So let me go back to my last save in Oberland. It appears I overwrote 2 of my saves by pulling up the old saves. I'm not quite sure why that happened. So this should be taking me my most recent save. Once I got Smiling Larry to Oberland, I actually did some work on Oberland. So here's an interesting thing. So I have assigned Smiling Larry after I escorted him all the way here. Notice he initiates trade. So after I escorted him here, I assigned him to my weapons store. He has not walked over here yet. Now, I have not fast traveled or walked away or fast traveled back to this place since I got him. However, he is in the settlement and he is showing all of his weapons gear as a level 4 trader. So it's showing an incredibly long list of things that he sells once he becomes a level 4 trader. And look at his caps has increased to 1689. He has one special item, Reckoning, that he'll sell. I don't do any melee on this account, so I'm not actually going to buy this Reckoning item. I have so many unique items, I don't need to buy another one just to sit in the hall. But either way, this shows us an incredibly long list of different rifles that he sells. It's kind of silly, actually. Here's an interesting thing: is his caravan guards came with me all the way down here. But his Brahmin did not. They got stuck at the bridge going into the Fens, the one where the broken ship has crashed into the bridge. So what I don't know yet is whether or not, once I leave this area, when I come back, if I'm going to continue to have 2 free mercenaries in this town, or will they ultimately take off? Or will Smiling Larry disappear? Because that's what he does. He's apparently a very bugged tier 4 merchant, but I've got him for now. Since I'm here already, we can show that we have 6 people. I have 1 person working the armory shop, 2 farmers, and 1 person as a guard, and 1 person is working in the cafe up here, assigned to being the bartender. Here's the guard, and so that's 6th person is Smiling Larry. The provisioner for this is actually based out of Grey Garden. I did actually fix the roof of this building. I used the scaffolding to fix the roof. Let me go up there. I used the scaffolding to fix the roof, but I had a problem. Is I had a hole, a gap. So what I did was I slid another set of planks under my new roof. So if you look here, how can I do this? Let me store that. Let me get out some of these. If you look here, there's this extra scaffolding ramp that's embedded underneath this roof. And it's a little askew because I tried forever to line up after I'd already had the roof in place and discovered that I had the gap. You see that there's these gaps that line up when you have scaffolding, and that was making one leak in the roof. Now, granted, I know that the game mechanics do not treat these scaffoldings as a valid player roof, so I'm not going to put any bed in this place, but aesthetically, it's covered up the gap in the roof. So I really like that. Yeah, I got wires here because I have a slot machine in here. And actually the wires also go to my turrets. Let me put these away. I moved my shade for my guard to over here. seems to be getting the most bang for the buck this way. I mean, I do have the tree in the way, but it just kind of works out quite well there. As mentioned before, I got those turrets are up there. As mentioned before, I got those